T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Let's get ready to sucker!
Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me, yeah. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of crime. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. Got a shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of crime. Pockets running over with the dollar signs. Try and take it from me. Big time. I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big time, lot of shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of crime. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try and take it from me, from me, from me, from me. Big time, number 9. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of crime. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind.
Welcome into Power Hour, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bailey. It's supposed to be Jeff Bezos, but he's not doing it because he has chocolate milk on his shirt.
Yeah, he's got chocolate milk all over me.
Look, and obviously we know Quinn's really not going to jump in and be that exciting to do that, so I gave it my best, and Paul's had a rough weekend. His childhood hero passed away, unfortunately. R.I.P. Bobby Bowden. Was it Bobby? Yeah.
Yep.
Outside of that, fellas, what's going on? How's the weekend?
It's a good weekend.
Fun.
Some golfing, swimming, hanging out.
Dude, no lie. I wish I had a pool today. How was it? Well, all three of you guys golfed Saturday, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
How was that?
Quiet on the tee box, boys.
We just watched
Yeah, Jeff got sworn at.
We just watched the Power Wagon hit drives. That's what Jeff's new nickname is, in case anybody's wondering. Jeff's new nickname is called the Power Wagon. And
Power Wagon?
the
Piss
Power
missiles. Power wagons and piss missiles. That's your t-shirt
That's
slogan
it.
right there.
You know what?
Coach
Spidell has
Seidel
confirmed
right
this
out
too.
there.
Why is he not doing this?
Looked like a game of nose goes. Listen, before the show, we talked about Jeff was going to be the host because DJ's not here today. He's got some meetings going on, and I always seem to host it, but I've been told I'm a better participant than host because I look more relaxed when I'm not the host. So Jeff said, I'll do it then.
Well, I never said that.
Which
Well-
turned into EB. So,
Yeah.
Saito, please quit being a backseat driver. Until you're on the show,
That's right.
your opinion doesn't matter right now.
Yeah.
Go, look, go teach the give. Look at your 0 hole, your 1 hole, your 2 hole, your 3 hole. Frederick right, Frederick left. Let's run a little sweep. Give me a little buck trap, little buck sweep. Come on, Saito. Like, we don't need backseat drivers here. We're all adults. So, anyways, I mean, sports-wise, I don't even know what really happened this weekend sports-wise. In fact, I really don't remember much of the weekend at all. That's kind of where I'm at. It's been super busy for me with, we're now into, it's a dead period for Quinn and I with basketball, but it's also a busy period for like college recruiting. So it's a lot of that. It was gorgeous weekend. You guys obviously golfed a lot. So who won? I know there's a lot of shit talking and Jeff's game really stepped up over the past couple weeks, as he was saying he's been practicing.
What, 16 under won it?
17 under, and I think we got
17
cheated
under
on
won
it.
it.
Yeah, there was definitely cheating. We had a 2 on a par 5. Like, okay.
No, Jeff. Again,
No, it was
there was 2 kids out there, and they were both Eagles on par 4s. One of them happened to be hole number 5.
yeah.
Still cheating.
Which hole number 5 was, there was no way that was an eagle. But
Yeah, it was.
whatever.
He would have had to have, driven the ball almost 400 yards to get on the green. So, I don't know.
would have had to chip in.
Quinn-
There's no way.
Quinn landed about 1.5 feet away from a hole on a par 3, so that was pretty awesome. Got himself a Sheets gift card, but we saw it roll. It was closest to the pin. He was
Really?
about 20 feet to the left of it, and the ball just rolled
Nestled
right
in
on down.
7 inches away. It's good.
Fitting that he got a Sheets gift card.
$25 Sheets gift card too.
Yeah.
Sounds like a date night to me. No,
It is for Jeff.
Maybe.
Maybe
I'll play the field a little bit.
to be determined. I guess outside of that, we're kind of in the swing of things with sports. Like, it's still baseball season. I really don't pay attention to MLB. I know sure as shit Quinn doesn't.
Hell no.
Betos might give us a little Yankee update. Could be a good day for some Yankee update and a little Olympic recap.
Mhm.
Olympics wrapped up. They finished up yesterday. I like the Olympics because I like watching a lot of those athletes and seeing just how incredibly talented they are. I dislike when the Olympics are in a country that is either way ahead of us. Well, most of them are going to be way ahead of us in time. Because the bad thing is you go to watch it, unless you're watching it live, which you have to do at like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night to watch an event live, you already know what's happened because of
Right.
our phones. Because, they're not going to hide that because for those media outlets, that's eyes on their site.
That might be the most American thing to say. How dare you have it in a country other than ours? I can't watch it now.
No, I'm just saying, if it's like an hour or 2 ahead, then it's not
What country is that going to be, Paul?
They can delay it if it's an hour or 2, but for it to be like a half a day ahead of us.
In 7 years, how pissed off is Paul going to be that it's in LA? God damn it! They're 3 hours behind us. I got to wait up till 11:30
Yeah,
tonight.
see, that'll be a lot easier when it's in LA because then it won't be as bad. But when you sit there and you're thinking, oh, I wonder how this team's going to do, and all of a sudden all you got to do is look on your phone or look on the internet and go, well, they won. Now you're sitting there going, well, do I really want to watch this now because I already know they won or they lost, either one.
The only bad thing that I saw with the Olympics like that is probably your biggest draw that you were going to get was going to be men's basketball. And that didn't get played until I think the earliest was 11:30 at night, which would have been I don't know, whatever it was in Japan. That was probably going to be your big draw. So we already knew what was going to happen, but you generally had to wait, till the next morning. And even some of the gymnastics stuff, I feel like you take the gymnastics and swimming, which is held indoors. you can probably work that around. But then you throw in the track events, and I mean, I like the sand volleyball, but dude, I couldn't imagine. You don't think of it, but like it was like 125 degrees in Japan, like, and you're running around a track with black asphalt and all that, and even without people in the stands, like the feeling that it's 135, I'm shocked people didn't pass out. Like that in general is just kind of a.
They did have one. I remember it was like one of the marathon runners. Like as soon as she finished it, crossed the finish line, she collapsed, and like they immediately were putting ice bags, and they were explaining it. They put ice bags on the back of her neck, and they stuck them under her armpits because they said that under your armpits is where like a lot of the blood flow goes for your whole body. So they were trying to cool her down really quick. I mean, it was. I watched it one day, and when I started watching it, and when I was listening to these commentators talk about it, I went, "Who the hell signs up for this deal?" Marathon runners, I get it. I mean, listen, people run 26-mile marathons, all that stuff. These people, it was a marathon swim. And they, all right, that's got to be Jeff.
Oh, there he is.
No, there it is.
So the goat is back. Back to you, DJ. Thank you.
They got in the water, and they said they had to start this swim meet at, it was like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, because it was already almost 90 degrees at that time of the day. And they said the water that they were swimming in was already at like 85, 87 degrees. The water temperature was. They had to swim 7 laps around, and they showed the big course that they had to. It was 2 hours. They said it was going to take them 2 hours to finish this swim marathon meet. And I went, who the hell wants to swim for 2 hours in this complete square of a track that they had to go on? And they said they got breaks. They were allowed to hop up on the little deck and take a break and get a drink of water and catch their breath and do a little, but then right back in the water they went. Like 2 hours. I sat there and thought to myself, there's not a lot of stuff I want to do for 2 hours.
You know what's worse than swimming for 2 hours?
Running.
Watching swimming
Yeah.
for 2 hours. Like
somebody was doing it.
I did it for like an hour. I did it for an hour. Sarah and I were watching TV, and it was all that was on for the Olympics. And I was like, some sad son of a bitch has been watching this for an hour longer than we have.
So, I mean, outside of the Olympics, I did have one question that I saw. It popped up today. A ball girl, I think it was in San Francisco, like tackled a fan who went rogue. We're going streaking. My question to you guys: if you're a ball girl, or like you're not security, but you're just the one, snagging the foul balls and everything, are you the one to go tackle the fan, or do you just kind of sit there and watch it all happen?
Yeah, I'm going to Ed Reed that person so hard into the turf. I'm Ed Reed in that person's head coming off their bar.
Like
Out of every football player in the world, Jeff, Ed Reed,
boy, best corner you ever seen, boy.
Well, he was a safety.
He was a
first of
safety.
all.
You get it. It's a
Second of all, he wasn't even the best defensive player on that team. So
I pick over Ed Reed over Troy Polamalu any day.
that's just because he's skinny, isn't it?
Ed Reed.
Yeah. You just want to be Ed Reed.
He's just a badass.
Yeah.
you don't even know what position he plays, Jeff.
Yeah. Ray Lewis killed somebody.
Did Ray Lewis still kill someone? Still play.
He killed a man and won the Super Bowl the same year.
Rick killed a guy.
Yeah. With a trident.
Should lay low for a while. Jeff, I would love to see you tackle somebody in the open field.
Oh, they would
I
juke
want to
him
see
out of
him
his
move
shoes.
in the open field.
Well, if it's like how the video was, that's pretty easy tackle. Like, because he's going to the wall. You just got to sit there, and then it's like hockey kind of, and you just check him as hard as possible, and there you go.
That guy would do a little shimmy on you, Jeff, and you would face plant into the wall, and then he would be gone.
Next
Nah,
on Wise
it would be
and
fine.
open field tackling drills with Paul Munson and Jeff Bezos.
Hey, who am I?
I got a bad knee, and I would still get around.
I'd put
You think
$100
Manning
on
would
Paul.
have on?
This is the video that gets results. Tommy Mansky pitching video. It'd be the Jeff Bezos tackling video. This is the video that gets results. I don't know.
But
Sarah
it was
texted me.
impressive to see. I mean, I was talking about it before the show. Was the 7th consecutive Olympics that we've won the most medals, and the 3rd consecutive Olympics that we've won the most gold.
So let me ask you a question, because I asked Sarah this the other night. I've asked a couple of my friends this, and it's never popped up on this show. How do you win the Olympics? The most medals or the most gold medals?
I think they go by the gold medal. I think because China, we were leading the overall like medal total for a while, but China was always number one because they had more gold medals than we did.
But how do you
I
win
don't-
the Olympics that way?
I think they consider gold medals more than like silver and bronze.
But if you're on the podium more than any other country, shouldn't you win the Olympics?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it should be overall medal total, unless you did a point system and you got so many points for gold, silver, and then bronze.
That's Paul. That's the answer right there. That's the answer. Is the point system? But they want. Let's face it. Like the Olympics are super competitive, right? But they never announce who won. It's the medal count versus the gold medal count versus. Like, can we just have somebody win the freaking Olympics?
It's us, and we've been doing it for a long time.
So we're gonna start it. You know, if you get a gold medal, it's 5 points, a silver 3, a bronze 1, and then
Makes sense.
Like,
Yeah, or even a 3-2-1. 3-2-1.
yeah, I mean, whichever you want to do it, whichever way. Like,
But even then, I think still, EB, you look at even the team or country that has the most overall, most likely they're going to still be the winner because you add up all those medals.
well, I mean,
Unless you just got a shit ton of bronze and that's all you got and they're worth a point apiece. And then
What's
you're
up,
like,
Paige?
well,
Well-
we don't got that many.
that's where it would come down. Like, so if gold's worth 5 and bronze is worth 1, then you get a lot of disparity opposed to if gold's worth 3, because then 3 bronze is worth 1 gold opposed to 5 bronze for 1 gold. So, and like, I think we just start our own YSN like official Olympic championship and world
Listen,
champs oh.
YSN
2.0.
Olympics, it crossed my mind. It crossed my mind, but I think it would be more like the Office Olympics with like Flonkerton and Steve versus Jeff and Flonkerton.
Look,
What is that?
I think it would be
what
absolutely
is
awesome.
Flonkerton? Whoa, we just can't bypass that. What is Flonkerton? What is that?
Do you
How
watch?
can you pronounce that but not some other things?
Well, I heard it and I remembered it. No, I have never watched The Office. And
All right, you need to watch The Office, Jeff.
Nah, it's
We talked about this the other day.
Yeah, I tried.
You and I have similar. We have similar funny bones in that aspect.
but I think The Office might be one of the worst shows I've ever watched.
All right, you're fired.
I just don't like it. Like I would watch How I Met Your Mother again, and then like Trailer Park Boys, but I won't. I just can't get into the.
I can agree with you on Trailer Park Boys, How I Met Your Mother. If you rank that ever again over top of The Office, I'll kill you.
I just don't like The Office, and I don't think I'm ever going to watch it.
Jeff and the Decathlon would be cool.
I'll be dead.
I just want to see you pushing the bike.
I'm not. I would quit.
I wish, like, if you could drink at like a park, if we could do our own like YSN Beer Olympics, because now Columbia Park has disc golf, so we could throw that in. You kind of get a massive kickball game at one of the softball or baseball fields.
What's one sport that you think that you could, like, if everything went your way, you could at least qualify for like the Olympics? Like you could at least hold your own, so you wouldn't look like a complete ass.
Curling.
Okay. You can skate though.
You don't need to skate curling.
You just gotta be able to go in a straight line.
They don't have skates on the bottom of the shoes.
No.
Okay.
They're just like they're tennis shoes, but they got like a little slip on that goes on underneath on
Like
the
a flat, so you're not gripping it.
Yeah.
Huh.
And if you went by a point system, 5-3-1, we would have still won 351 to 304 to the number 2 in the medal count.
Yeah, we would still win.
Yeah, because we're the greatest country in the world. It's us and everybody else. Like, let's just be honest here, all right? Like,
You weren't nervous at all that we might lose the Olympics here?
No. Mm-mm. Mm. Not even a little bit. Like, I wasn't even concerned. I was like, oh, all right, China got gold medals, more gold medals than you. We're just going to let you have. You think you're going to win here, China? What happens? Big old badass America just comes flying on in there.
We do have a late surge. I don't know if it's because just the way that they were, but like at the end of the Olympics, we were just killing everybody.
Well,
Well, it's close.
all of our good
Like,
stuff
medal
is at the
count.
end.
Yeah, is it how it's set up? Because like
Yeah.
that's where the wrestling is, the track finals. You know, you get a lot of the team sports start to end then. But like you see these countries like jump out to like 10 gold medals like in the first 2 days, but it's because they have like rowing relays and ping pong and like
Water polo and
I'm just saying, ping pong, I'm in on it.
yeah, I watched
I'm
some
the
of
champion
that.
here.
ain't no way you're competing with those ones.
I can beat Tony Foster.
That's different than the 12-year-old Chinese kid
I
that
beat the
Whoa!
pants out of everybody in here.
You haven't beat me yet.
I'm right here, baby.
And I cleaned house the other day when I was down there.
Who?
I never
Okay.
played. I never played. Don't you put your.
I beat you the one time.
Jeff's
I know.
the only person that probably would lose to Poe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beer pong.
But he's somehow gonna
That's who it
spear
is for.
somebody in the
What
open
tables
field.
are meant for beer pong?
He can't hit a ball this big with a paddle this big, but he's going to tackle a human being in the open field.
I think I could.
I bet you couldn't tackle me in the open field.
Oh, no shot.
Let's go.
Not
Bring
a
it down. Hey,
Hey,
I got a football
think
there.
that
The
shoe
spikes
throw,
are.
The little tap on the shoe and you fall over. It's still a tackle.
I ain't falling over.
You ain't hitting this shoe.
It's just quiet.
Get some gym shorts. Come down. We got some content we got to build for tonight.
I am in no shape or form.
Jeff,
After I did this.
I will buy you. Listen. If you tackle me in the open field,
A case of bags.
I will buy you 5 cases of bangs.
Ooh. 5.
If
Do you all just want me to die before the age of 40? Is that what we're going with
Is
here?
there-
Hang
Time
healthy,
limit?
you'll be fine.
There's a time limit, and he has to stay within the parameter of the field, right?
we'll go between the hashes.
There you go.
No,
It doesn't matter, Jeff. You're not going to hit him anyway, so you're not getting the 5 cases. It doesn't matter.
No, I know. I'm not saying that. I would just say we'll give it
You
a
look
shot.
like Kermit the Frog up there, just wah, 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 wah.
I'd say I'd give it a shot. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm just saying I'm going to give it a shot.
Didn't you just say you were going to do it?
I said if I get like the shoestring tackle and you fall over, it's still a tackle.
You're right, but are you going to get that?
You're right. No, probably not. If I take place bad angle at it,
Let's just also point out that I'm not exactly an elite athlete. So it's not like,
Compared to him, though.
Tristan Reynolds compared to him. Come on, Scott. I will toast you like.
toast bread.
Sounds like a ping pong. Listen, I will take on anybody in ping pong. I have the belt. The belt resides right here. Amo wrote a novel here. So DJ, I was looking at the medal count, and it goes by gold. There are 3 countries that just won 1 gold, and that's okay. So it goes by gold.
That's what I think, because that's the only reason why I thought China was ahead of us at one point.
If I had to pick it, I would say it's got to be a total medal count. Otherwise, why do you even keep track of silvers and bronzes? Other than
Well, someone also did tell me at a bar that it's not about the country that wins it. It's about all countries coming together and being one. And I said, that's a joke. Why America dominated, cuz.
you know what? No, it's not.
It's not. It's about which country is the best, who has better athletes. It's America, everybody else.
Oh my gosh.
How it happened.
Oh, please. Please. God, please.
Oh boy.
Please.
Oklahoma?
Oh, you'd get so
Hold on.
Are we talking about with coach or DJ?
Either one would mess you up.
If it's with coach,
Seidel would run right through you, and DJ
yeah,
would go
I'm more
right around.
concerned because I'm soft now. Like I'm
You would
29.
fall
I'm
and
a
go through you.
soft man.
Wait a minute. As opposed to
When were you
what,
ever
Jeff?
tough?
I was pretty tough when I played in football. Like
When you took that clip, man, you were rough and rowdy.
Yeah, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm good now. Well,
When you stepped over that band member.
Yeah.
Yes, we will video these challenges. There's no doubt. Paige wants it. I'm out if Paige is in. He's too young.
Yeah.
He's still got them knees.
That's a safe bet. Safe bet.
What are you wearing today, Jeff?
That's a
What is that?
100%er.
It's just it has Ohio on it. And chocolate milk.
That shirt was stolen, guaranteed.
No, my mom bought it for me.
She bought you a chocolate milk T-shirt.
Well, no,
No,
I
you
just
spilled chocolate milk
I had
a
chocolate
little bit
milk
ago.
before we came on the show.
Oh, you spilled chocolate milk on
Yeah, I
yourself.
spilled chocolate milk.
Yep.
I spilled chocolate milk on my shirt.
Here we go. Let's get a close up. Where is this chocolate milk?
Right, like all over it.
So that's not lactation, Jeff?
No, no, it's not your sister, Quinn.
Oh,
Oh,
Still have no shot with her, so it don't matter.
That's okay. I'm not saying I did. You were the
just
one
don't
saying I did.
don't spill anything on yourself, Jeff, anymore, because you're wearing a white T-shirt.
well,
Well,
he
I
wanted- he
didn't
wanted
realize
to-
it because I was digging. Yeah, digging. It's a clip. I was like dunking my chocolate chip cookies in my chocolate milk, and I didn't realize that it was on my mustache. And when I
How old are you?
Was this before your nap time or after?
I had nap time before.
Did you leave any for Santa?
No.
Mommy,
You
can
don't
you bring me my
leave
sippy
milk and
cup of
cookies for
chalky
Santa.
milk?
Why, Jeff? It's not even 3:30. Why are you doing chocolate milk and chocolate cookies?
Because I ate lunch and then I like literally leave work after like lunch because I get in there so early, and then I was hungry, so I was chocolate milk and chocolate chip cookies.
Did you cut the crust off your sandwich? Was it cut in
I
triangles?
do
or
cut the
square?
crust off of my sandwich. I don't like crust. Taste is disgusting.
Oh
I
my
just,
god.
I just never really met too many people that dunk cookies in chocolate though.
Yeah,
I
regular milk.
love
Regular
chocolate
milk.
Chocolate
Regular
milk.
milk is good. Chocolate milk.
I love me some chocolate.
Chocolate milk makes Jeff strong.
It does not. It does not. It makes me soft. Now I'm like tired. 'Cause
No,
I'm not
cookies
really
make you
tired.
soft.
Is it like 1%, 2%? What are you drinking? Jeff?
Well,
He's a skim milk kind of guy.
We're going for a journey.
But isn't chocolate milk all one? I mean, I don't think.
no, there's 2% chocolate milk.
You mean you don't make your own chocolate milk?
If I do, I put way too much chocolate milk
There's
in
a-
there.
We,
Is that
I
Ralphie?
feel like we're
Ralphie
doing a
on your
cooking
fridge.
show with Betos.
He's got Ralphie on the
It's
fridge.
it's the red cap. What's the red cap? That's
Curdled.
1%.
It's a brand, Jeff.
Fat free.
What the hell kind of chocolate milk is that?
Yeah, what is that, dude?
You can
Friendly
show the
Farms.
label.
Are you sure that's not Ovaltine?
Show the label.
Chocolate milk. What does that say?
Whole milk?
Oh,
Oh my god!
Right. We have
like-
2% milk in there.
You're
Be-
drinking
Betos.
creamer.
What's all in your
It's-
refrigerator?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Betos?
hey, whoa, go back. Go back to the refrigerator. We got to see these magnets.
Wow.
Not you. There we go. Beautiful family. And the Yankees.
and Ralphie.
Matt says, I see you drink. Why is Ralph? That's why you're drinking Ovaltine. Why is he muted? Jeff.
What is the light bright on the wall?
What?
There's a light bright on the wall. What is that?
Right here?
Oh God.
Dad bought it. It was like $10 at Ollie's when he bought it for the house.
Woolies?
Ollie's.
Okay.
Ollie's down the street in Boardman.
Dan.
Dan.
Good job, Jeff. Thanks for the tour of your house.
You
Casa
can
de
do more if you want it. Like a beautiful-
Friendly Farms. I don't even know where you buy that kind of milk at.
Aldi's. You buy Friendly Farms from Aldi.
Aldi.
There's no
Aldi's.
S.
There's Ollie's and Aldi.
Aldi's.
Aldi's is
There's
not
only one store.
fertilized.
Do you call it Walmart's?
No, I just call it Walmart.
Okay.
It's because it's called Walmart.
I
How do you
feel
spell
like
Walmart.
I might actually be one of the smartest people in Walmart when I walk in there.
And then you were wrong.
and then I start talking to myself, and it's usually pretty embarrassing.
Did you
do that
guys?
quite often Saturday too, but
What?
you talk to yourself as you golf.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a whole process going up in my head before I hit the golf.
What hole was that, Paul? That we just looked at each other and shook our heads.
Yeah, it was early, and he's just sitting there and he's talking to himself and he's approaching the ball and yep.
That was on the par 3.
And the Beethoven is sitting up on the tee and
Well,
gonna
it was
drive it?
processing. Do I want to hit that club or hit another club? And I have to really figure that out.
No, you had your club in your hands. You were hovering over the ball.
It was driver.
It was
Well,
like
listen, whatever
In
it
the
takes
fairway.
to
We have
do-
to
you
take
have to
those
do what
on,
you do
on
it, Jeff.
par 3, hole 3.
I always do it. Like I'm
determining
very-
if he's gonna hit from the women's tee or the men's tee.
It sounds like this though. It sounds. Hello, friends. Jeff Beethoven here. We're gonna go over top of the ball here, and it's about 150 yards out. I'm gonna go and whack, whack.
I'm
Here's
gonna
the trick.
piss missile this thing over that mound,
missile.
and we're gonna be in good shape.
He's so calm though. When he golfs, he like, it's like you talk, Jeff, and it makes sense, but we have no idea what you're saying. Like you're talking gibberish to yourself, and you're like, 150 yards.
All that mattered is he hit the ball where we wanted it. So
You
Yeah.
guys were
I
remote
don't care what
controlling him
process
like
it takes.
like
Yeah,
a
I was
drone.
I was telling DJ, like, dude, can I just go up and hit the bleeping
No.
ball, please?
You were good saying that until you used your 9-iron as a fishing reel onto another hole,
It was a
and
driver.
you held up your trophy fish that was absolutely nothing,
Yeah.
and smiled.
I'd probably say, look, the last like 4 or 5 holes, like Jeff was the only one that hit off the tee box because it was like
Well, let's face it though,
forever.
everybody else was backing us up, and we were just like, we're done.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're just
why
gonna-
don't
The
the
drive
tee
was
box,
perfect
dude.
every time. It was right where we wanted it, so it didn't matter. We weren't going to hit a better shot.
Quiet on the tee box.
and
We'll
then
get to
Jeff
that
was
later.
yelling at him.
Yeah, that guy better.
We don't. That guy could be a sponsor someday, Jeff. So we got to take it down a notch.
I that's my beat.
You were heated for
was
much
not.
longer than you should have been.
I was very upset.
You carried a grudge for about
I still have that
14
grudge.
holes. Why?
If I ever see that person playing golf, they guarantee I'm gonna buzz the tower, Goose. We're gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit that person. I'm guaranteeing.
You had 14
There's no
holes to go
doubt.
after him, and now you're.
Guarantee it. Well, you know what? Quinn really got. Quinn's like, all right, we're not hitting here, man. Okay, cool. I wait.
You tried to hit him one time, and you hit it into the woods.
No, yeah, I did. I did. That curveball got me, man. I don't know what you want me to do. I'll be with an curveball, and it comes out of my front foot, rolled over on.
I will put this out there because I was told we have some breaking news, by the way. I was told to do it by a good friend of mine about a month ago or so. Donnie Farron beat Jeff DeRose when they were golfing by 1 stroke. 1. Over the weekend, I guess, maybe late last week, DeRose beat Farron by 23 strokes.
Oh yeah,
23, Farron.
yeah. Donnie immediately, because as soon as Jeff told me, he said it was supposed to be brought up on the Power Hour. I was like, I'll let DJ do that. I immediately sent Donnie a message and I said, 23? And he goes, what? I'm like, you got smoked by 23 strokes? He goes, oh, I could barely stand up. I was drinking all day. I'm like, of course that's your excuse, but Jeff still kicked your ass.
They're golf clubs, not crutches. Don't lean on them.
They will
We have some breaking news that we'll talk about real fast, then we'll go to break because it'll give you a chance to absorb it. Yeah, I can say it. Okay, Salem's Carson Rhodes, sophomore, going into his sophomore year. Everybody knows his brother Lane. Well, you're about to know Carson Rhodes because Carson just committed to Virginia Tech to play baseball as a sophomore. Obviously, I'm guessing it's a verbal. You can't sign on until after your junior year. So congratulations, it's Carson Rhodes, and I'm sure this is going to be put out everywhere now or everywhere because people like to break news off of us breaking news and make it breaking news. And I'm looking at you there, reliable sources, because I know you're watching. I saw it coming into that's why I was late. I know you're watching. I saw you were watching. So if you want to put it out, go ahead. Just make sure you credit the reliable source of YSN, that Carson Rhodes, headed to Virginia Tech. We'll have an interview with him here later on tonight. Found out about it last night. I'm excited for him. Anytime a kid signs D1, that's huge. He had a couple other offers, a couple other looks, but Carson Rhodes, Salem's sophomore, unbelievable that he's going to be signing with Virginia Tech. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to the Quaker program. Just another young man that they're putting into the quote unquote major leagues. That's D1, man. That's big. So congratulations. Any first impressions right off the jump?
That's awesome.
I think that was just like a matter of time. Well, like everyone last year as a freshman, like I understand Lane got a lot of praise, which was well deserved. He's a hell of a player, but everyone's like, "Dude, just wait till you see baby brother, like just as good, if not better." So kudos to him. It's not because I'm a coach at Salem. Obviously, I'm always proud of that, but like everything, boys and girls, from offers, and there's a couple other. So some of these football players are over there starting to get some stuff too. I know, like Blaze is getting some pretty big time looks for football, but I mean that's an awesome family accomplishment for the Rhodes. Not only is Lane going to YSU, and we all know how YSU is this year, and huge supporters of that, but then to have little brother as a sophomore, fill in those shoes and be like, all right, big bro, I'm gonna one up you right now. So that's always what it's about, and those are they're probably each other's two biggest support systems.
Huge. Lane, actually, if those of you, it's been posted, as Carson texted me and said, I just released it. It's out there on Instagram right now. Lane actually made the graphic, so that tells you how supportive they are of each other. So that's pretty cool. No jealousy in that family, which is something you have to love and you have to admire, because it's easy in today's climate to feed into the jealousy and the ego machine. So I'm happy. I'm happy for Carson, ecstatic for Lane. We got a lot of things going with Lane that we'll announce here shortly in the next few weeks. But I'm excited. The whole Rhodes clan, man, great people. If you've ever done a game or been around a baseball game at Salem, you've been around the Rhodes, and they're a great, high caliber, high character family. And I appreciate them leaning on us first with this, and something we found out. We talked all last week about it. And they said, we'll put it out, but we want you to know about it first. That's trust. That's trust. That is what we call journalism, and trusting your sources and being able to be respectful of your sources. So I don't know, if you're out there and you need to hear that, maybe take it to the bank. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about the Hall of Fame. Did you guys watch any of the Hall of Fame stuff this weekend? Any speeches or anything?
I've watched a couple.
A little.
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about kind of the message of some of these speeches, and is the Hall of Fame just a marketing ploy for some of these guys, or are they really that good? Like, you want the Hall of Great, right? Not just the Hall of Good or above average. Does everybody in the Hall of Fame, are they great? We'll ask that question when we come back on the YSN Power Hour after this. Come see one of the Valley's hidden gems. The Back Nine Bar and Grill on the Berlin Lake Golf Club is the perfect place for fellowship, fame, food, and fun. Check out our daily specials and ask about memberships. The Back Nine Bar and Grill on Hartzell Road in North Benton.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy efficient experts.
If you're looking for a new Ford vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of new Ford models. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your new Ford. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their new Ford at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the YSN Power Hour, a Monday edition. The gang's all here. You got Quinn, you got Jeff, you got EB, Paulie somewhere around there, and right here in this top square, I'm the late guy to the party today, DJ Yoakley. Thanks for being with us. If you're just joining us, Carson Rhodes, Salem shortstop, middle infielder, will go to the next level. Well, he's got a few years. He's got 3 years left of eligibility here in high school. He will go to Virginia Tech and will focus on being a pitcher with the Hokies, right? Hokies?
Mm-hmm.
So I never understood Virginia Tech's thing. It's like a, what is that? It's not a chicken. It
looks like kind of like a rooster, I would say.
Or a turkey?
Yeah, around there.
Something like that. I don't know, but their football entrance is pretty cool.
Yeah,
like,
it's probably one of the coolest entrances.
That might be one of the best college football entrances.
What do they do?
So they'll walk through the tunnel, and which
they hit the Hokie Stone, and they keep walking through the I think it's the Navy, maybe. It's one of the branches of the military. They line the field as a tunnel. They all come out to enter Sandman.
So this I think it was like Braxton Miller's senior year, because Virginia Tech beat them the year before. So it was like Ohio State's big revenge game. Well, they did like the whole following of Virginia Tech coming out of the tunnel or out of their locker room through the tunnel, and you start to hear Enter Sandman, and where this stadium just goes nuts.
Yeah.
You have what, 80,000 or 100,000 people. You just go it's outside of maybe West Virginia singing John Denver, which
look at Jeff, he just made his whole night.
Beethoven,
that might be the coolest of all time.
Shit like that's awesome. I'm not a West Virginia fan,
if Pat McAfee didn't go there, Jeff, you wouldn't think it's nearly as cool.
I will say it is pretty awesome. West Virginia.
I think Florida's one's a little bit better than the West Virginia Take Me Home, because they do Tom Petty, Don't Back Down. So it's like a whole cell phones and everyone sings it at once. It's just like the West Virginia, but that Florida one's pretty cool.
I'd like to go to a West Virginia game this year, because I saw over the weekend Todd Simons was part of he went to WV. He was going to play football for him, going to wear, I believe, the number 20. Would love to go and support him down there and take in the whole atmosphere. So maybe it's a road trip Saturday for us.
Penn State does Sweet Caroline.
Penn State.
Everybody does Sweet Caroline. The Boston Red Sox do it. Everybody does it. Pitt does it, right?
Yeah, Pitt does it too.
It's a good song and all, but I think that's one of those songs I'm like, all right, it's beat. It's done. Who else has those great traditions of the songs that everybody gets into?
Alabama does.
Dixieland Delight.
Yeah.
That Tennessee's got
Rocky Top.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hang on, Sloopy.
What else?
The Buckeyes. Hang on, Sloopy. That's always a good one at a wedding, especially around here.
Well, yeah, in Ohio.
Don't
go
take
play that in Michigan and see how well it goes, bud.
This is the worst DJ ever.
We're never inviting you back, sir.
We're blackballing the Saiyan Man.
South Carolina's pretty cool too. They do Sandstorm before the game.
Oh, dude, that would be.
It's pretty cool. What else? Wisconsin, they do Jump Around.
Yeah.
I think that's at the third quarter though.
Wisconsin, I just found out, has the same fight song as East Palestine and Crestview and pretty much every.
You mean they have the same as Wisconsin?
False.
Yeah. Okay.
Wisconsin came down. These guys got great stuff here in East Palestine.
Something I don't trust about those Wisconsinites. Before the break, we wanted to talk about the Hall of Fame. The speeches, 20-some speeches, boys, over the weekend. I got to watch a handful of them. I thought, for the most part, they were excellent. It was kind of cool because they were limited from 6 to 8 minutes. We talked about that last week, and the majority of them, if not all of them, kind of nailed it. So, did you guys watch them at all? Did you catch any of the speeches, even just little bits and pieces? What did you take from them, and who do you think had the best speech overall? Paulie, we'll start with you.
I caught most of Peyton's. Manning's was pretty funny, but I think if anybody expected anything less than that from him, I mean, he made jokes. He did a lot of serious stuff. He was good. I watched Woodson's, of course, being a Raider fan. His was really good. But the one that I was impressed with the most, that I watched the whole thing and I was like, it was pretty awesome, was Polamalu's. I watched his, and I thought it was kind of neat. He came out, his hair was pulled back in a ponytail, and then like halfway through the speech, he took it out and let just the flow go, and he just was out there. But just really talked about how guys before him helped him out, and he wouldn't be there if it wasn't for those guys who, made it possible for him to make the moves that he did, being a professional athlete. Whether it was his college coaches, his high school coaches, former players that he had with him. So, I mean, it was really cool. I mean, and I have no vested interest in most of these guys. So, I mean, because NFL's the NFL. I mean, I have a favorite team, but I don't wear jerseys, and I could care less about some of them. But he was.
You're a college guy. You're not crazy about the NFL.
A lot better. So, but I mean, he was cool to listen to because I mean, it wasn't one of those guys that came out there and talked about me. And
he never has. That's Troy, and that's why I loved his speech.
And I thought it was really good. I watched a little bit of Calvin Johnson's, but I don't know. I mean, I have opinions about Megatron, so I mean, I'll just keep them to myself. But he kind of came out. He seemed a little me-ish in some of his speech, but for the most part, I liked Polamalu's the best. So,
did any of you other guys see any speeches that really stood out to you?
Just Peyton.
I mean. Yeah, I think that was the biggest one. That's what was all plastered all over everything. Like right. I caught some of the other ones, and like I read on Jimmy Johnson's, and I thought it was cool that he still praised Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, which really he didn't have to because he got a raw deal there, but he was bigger than the moment this and that, and like. I kind of look at that, no matter where you start or what happens, the process and your journey all leads to you getting to that moment. I thought probably I'll go with Peyton was probably the best, but that's probably the person who hits us all the most because we literally watched him from day one until, year 87 or whatever it felt like with him sometimes. And here we are, year 150 with Tom Brady. So yeah. I expect whenever that happens with Tom Brady, it's going to be much of this thing.
I was really I was looking forward to Polamalu's. I was looking forward to Peyton's. I was looking forward to Coach Cowher. And I really didn't even want to hear Jimmy Johnson's speech. I'm not impressed with Jimmy Johnson on Fox. I always think he's like lost. You know what I mean? Sometimes he talks about something that's not even relevant at the time. But I was swept away. I loved Jimmy Johnson's speech. The way that he talked about, how you treat a person. And that was leadership, right? I get that they have to thank all these people along the way, But from a perspective of a quote junkie like myself, having him talk about leadership in that perspective really hit home for me. I was hoping to get a little bit more of that from Cowher, and it just didn't happen. He had a lot of people to thank. I mean, he's had basically 2 lives, if you think about it, over the last 20-some years. So I thought Jimmy Johnson was really impressive, and I don't know if that was him writing that speech or it was prepared for him, but whoever did it, Jimmy nailed it. So I was kind of like, wow, don't judge a book by the cover. Even though you weren't a fan of him, and he played for the Cowboys, and the Cowboys beat your Steelers in Super Bowl 30, probably the most devastating Super Bowl in my personal history of all time, because my mom took all my Jeffrey dollars on betting on that game. But it was really cool to see that even though like that guy wore the star, you can still kind of respect it and connect with him from that standpoint. So I actually used it on one of my Facebook posts this weekend. I was so just in love with it. I still have not seen Peyton's speech. I have not yet dove into. We had the boot camp last night, so I kind of missed the majority of that. And then I was going to do it tonight, so I'm excited to see it. I mean, I heard the part about Tom Brady was the only part I caught, kind of scrolling through Facebook, and when everybody booed him, which I was like, wow, why do people hate Tom Brady in Canton, Ohio? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe were they just Indy fans? Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah. So, Hall of Fame, right? And we'll kind of scan over this real quick. We can always talk about it more tomorrow if we need to. Hall of Fame. Looking at some of those guys, and even some that they've let in the last 10 years, not exactly like the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think is the barometer for the Hall of Fame? And do they have to let some of these maybe just above average players in order to market the whole thing? Or is it these guys are really that great and maybe I'm just way off base here? Quinn?
I have no idea what you have to do to qualify for the NFL. Hall of Fame. I really don't. I've been trying to think of it. I don't know. It's like that in the NBA too, though. The NBA Hall of Fame's interesting.
I didn't even know the NBA had a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's up in Massachusetts.
Is it the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame or is it the NBA Hall of Fame?
I think it's Pro Basketball. But I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know for some of these guys, like just thinking about it, like why is Edgerrin James in the Hall of Fame?
That's the one I've been asking myself.
There's a lot more qualified running backs.
Look at next year. The list they put up for next year. Tony Romo's on there.
How does that guy even? And I'm sorry,
it's going to be the same thing. Like it's going to come up. Phillip Rivers is going to be on the ballot too.
How?
Numbers. I don't know. Eli Manning's going to be on it too. What did he do? Other than
Super Bowls.
He got bailed out with a catch on the helmet thanks to Justin Timberlake's gum and Plaxico Burress, who didn't want to shoot him in the leg yet.
That sounds like a Browns fan.
What did Eli do?
He has 2 Super Bowls. What did Tony Romo do? He's better to go in than as an announcer at this point.
Well, that's what I would take Romo as. Like, he's better almost.
Put him in the Golf Hall of Fame, too.
So Tony Romo gets in next year as a football player. Was he a good football player? Yeah. I mean, passer rate, this and that, but...
No, was he good or was he above average?
Good would be above average. I didn't say great.
Would you take Dak or Romo?
Romo.
Dak.
Romo.
To be determined, honestly. But
Romo.
So Romo gets in next year as a football player. Now in 10 years, is he going to get in as an announcer or an analyst or whatnot?
Jim Nantz isn't in the Hall of Fame yet, right?
Like I would take Romo as a commentator, before I'd throw him in there as a football player. Yeah. Did he win a lot of games? Did he put up good numbers? But he never made a Super Bowl. He fumbled a snap. Like go down the list. He didn't do anything. He was a great regular season quarterback, but he never did anything to get to that next tier.
So is he in the Hall of Average or the Hall of Fame, in your opinion?
I think he's in a hall. I don't know which one yet, but he's in a hall somewhere.
He's in the house.
Yeah.
Quinn?
He might be in the mud room, but I'm not sure which hall he's going to.
I'm looking at the list right now. There's top 6 people, at least from
DeMarcus Ware's in, right? We can all agree on DeMarcus Ware.
The 6 are Jared Allen, Andre Johnson, Hines Ward, DeMarcus Ware, Darren Woodson, and Zach Thomas.
Darren Woods, was he a Cowboy too?
Safety, yeah, for the Cowboys. 90s.
I don't think Hines gets in. And that's a Steeler fan talking. I wish he would get in. I don't think he gets in. Yes, we understand. Clay Matthews should be in the Hall of Fame.
Should be. Stats-wise, he should be.
Again, I don't know what makes it.
Clay Matthews is more qualifying than Edgerrin James.
I would agree with that.
I'm reading the thing here. It says any fan may nominate a player, coach, or contributor who's been connected to pro football by writing to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Player has to be out of NFL for at least 5 years. And then after that, it goes to the Hall of Fame selection committee. And then they're polled 3 times before the final list of preliminary nominees is determined. So, like, they probably get 100 guys, might get thrown at them, and then they just slowly
narrow it down.
Yeah, get down to say, okay, it's these guys, and this is our list, and then.
Does anybody else think that there's some kind of agreement when you're a coach and you go into the broadcasting world that this will help you get into the Hall of Fame? You know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit of incentivization to do that. I felt like Jeff right there, by the way. Sorry, Jeff.
I mean, it probably helps. Yeah, definitely. Because if it's based off of what Paul just said, so now you're making your case to get someone to be like, oh, well, yeah, this dude knows what he's actually talking about. You know?
Did you see Fox? Did you catch any of that broadcast where they had everybody sitting up there and the only one not in a gold jacket was the host? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, that wasn't planned at all. Like, that's you got like 8 yellow or gold jackets and then 1 blue jacket. So I don't know. I'm a little.
One guy with a degree up there.
There you go. That's probably it too. I don't know, man. I thought about it over the weekend. A lot of those guys, I'll let you know, as I said on Friday, not going in the Hall of Fame for being good people. I'll tell you that. That was an eye opener. I'll let you know. Let's go. I agree with you. Stay visible to the. Yeah, I think that's it. To be top of mind whenever they're going through these, as Paul called them, chiseling down to the nitty gritty. I think that goes into it a lot. So I'm interested. I think that I'll have more to speak about it after I watch it tonight on Rewind. I'm really looking forward to Peyton's. I can't believe I didn't find time or carve out time for that. But we have something coming up next Thursday, which we have to be just maybe a little bit ready for. So, all right, let's get to the G. Berbick Farms. What's your beef? What's your filet? Brought to you by our friends at G. Berbick Farms on New Buffalo Road, or visit them on the web at gberbickfarms.com. Jeffrey, you haven't spoken in the last 7 minutes. Give us a go.
What's going to be the old people ahead of us at golf? But I'm going to go with Paul. Man, what's wrong with Calvin Johnson, man? What's wrong that you can't just accept that the dude played for a crappy-ass franchise up in Detroit that won't pay his ass, that won't give him any money? That's why he doesn't come around. That's why the Lions will always stink, because they haven't paid Barry Sanders or Calvin Johnson. That's my beef.
So is the beef with Paul or the Lions?
Yeah. As it went on, it just got for both. And
I thought Paul got a payday with the Lions.
Yesterday on FanDuel, how many games will the Lions win? I have them starting 0-13.
They'll win 4 games, 5 games.
I picked 4.
Well, you know it's coming up.
2 against 1 against.
You're a Rams fan anyway. Doesn't matter.
Year 2 of the Fantasy Football League is coming up, boys. And we'll have the draft live right here on the Power Hour, so don't forget about that.
I'm out.
No, you're playing.
I can't. No.
Why?
All right.
God, Jeff.
I'm going to release all my players week 1. Just everyone's getting released. I don't have to put a roster in. Whoever plays my team. Matt Prater's going to be the only one playing for me.
He's going to pick all kickers, man.
His kicker is going to stay on his team all year long.
Yep, that's what happened last year. Got midway through the year. It's going to release everybody.
The Betos Brigade makes its comeback this year.
Go ahead.
Quinn, go ahead.
I just have a beef, and it's with my sister. She's gone to McDonald's every day for the past week, and not once has she brought me a sweet tea. It's unbelievable. I ask every time. She sends me a picture saying she's in the line. I text back. She's out of the line already. I don't understand it. You know I want a sweet tea. Bring me one.
That a girl, Quinn's sister. That a girl. Bring him pop. He's not allowed to drink pop.
You're up, Paulie.
I don't really know what it is. I mean, I guess it's a beef because it's sad. I just, the passing of Bobby Bowden, and what he did for Florida State and turning that university around and being a powerhouse through the late 80s and all through the 90s and making them who they are. I was reading one article. They said that'll probably never happen again with a college football coach. For somebody to be able to turn an entire program and the university around to be one of the elite. And he was 91, and a lot of people are like, oh, he's 91. Of course he's going to die. But he lived his life the way he wanted to live it. And the last couple of quotes that I saw from him was, he's like, listen, I'm good with God. I've done my service, and when he feels like taking me, he's going to take me. And he was able to have his kids and his family around him at the end. And it was I saw that over the weekend, and everybody kind of knew he was not doing too good. But when it popped up on my phone, I'm like, well, it was kind of sad. So another college football great gone, and it was bittersweet.
EB?
I got a fillet, and I'm going to give a little shout out to Tori Long for committing to IUP to play softball. And I think that just goes along the lines of not only her, but all the athletes that we've had in this past year. It seems like each year we're getting more and more great athletes going to bigger and better schools, which, that's kudos to our area and the work that these kids are doing. But I want to give her a little praise going to IUP to play softball. I've never directly coached Tori, but I'm also pretty good friends with her dad and her family. And it's always been fun to kind of support her, because even though I'm at a different school, it's always fun to watch these kids bust their ass and go through this whole process. And then when this moment comes, just, I don't know if it's relief, but just, seeing the praise and everything line up to how it's supposed to be.
Another great family, no doubt. Love Walt, love all the Longs, and congratulations to Tori. She's worked really, really hard to get herself in position to sign with IUP. So tip of the cap to her. You'll probably have, I would just imagine, just a guess, that you're going to have an interview at some point this week talking about her feelings and signing on, and also probably playing volleyball. So we'll talk about that, as well as volleyball kicks off next week. As for now, I have a fillet. Want to give a special shout out to a great friend, a longtime friend of not only myself but YSN, another business owner in this area, Steve Cross, who runs iSynergy. I was late because we were out talking shop and talking about kind of breaking bread over what's going on in our personal lives, what's going on in our professional lives. I owe him a lot. I owe him a ton, because he's always believed in us. He's always believed in me. And he's a guy that'll shoot you straight, right? If he doesn't think that something's up to snuff or you're taking your foot off the pedal, he's going to call you out on it. Steve's a guy I know, I love. His kids are phenomenal young men, and his wife is better than all of them in Mackenzie. So thank you to Steve. You are my fillet, and that fillet brought to you by our friends over at G. Burbick Farms on New Buffalo Road in Columbiana, or go to their website, gburbickfarms.com. Any final thoughts, gentlemen, before we wave the banner?
It's hot out there. Stay cool and hydrated, everybody.
Is it hot out there?
Yeah, 90.
If you overheat, ice in armpits. Paul told us. It's true.
That's it. Ice under the armpits. I was not aware of that.
I was not either. That's legit?
Too legit to quit. It's what the Olympians do.
Cool. Jeffrey, any final thoughts?
Nope.
Oh, you see, that would have been perfect. Just like go right to the flag when you ask him. Jeff, any final thoughts? And gone.
Quinn?
No.
And that's going to put a wrap on our show today. Tune in tomorrow, 3 to 4, right here on the YSN Power Hour, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.